I'm going to show you guys how to make the fruit fly tubes. Another thing, we'll be needing a fruit fly tube, the ones that already has a fly in there. You can find this one in the black transitional tray. We want to keep this in the fridge for 10 minutes, so I have my digital timer going on already. So that's to keep a note. Alright, so we have, this will be basically a tablespoon. You'll just get one whole tablespoon. You don't have to be accurate with this part. You're just gonna put it in the piston and the mortar. You're gonna crush it up. We want to make sure that you don't have too much or it's gonna overflow. So when I crush it, you can crush it any way you like, but for me it's just easier this way because I like to make tea, and this is how I make tea at home. Alright, so I'm crushing it up, and I'll show you guys how it looks like. So this is how it would look like it looks like very fine powder. As opposed to, let me just grab you how it would look like. It's kind of like in bigger chunks. So that's how it looked like. Alright, so when I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna actually take the same tablespoon measuring that I have. You can kind of see how it fills almost the whole entire one, the whole entire tablespoon. Go ahead and pour that all into here. And you can just use one full tablespoon actually. So I'm gonna grab the rest and pour it in, and that's how much you need. So when you grind it up, it will be about one full tablespoon. So we're done now. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You're going to grab the knocking lane loop, what we're going to have before. You're going to go inside. And what you're going to do is go ahead and just make a little hole. So make like a little funnel that's kind of like it goes down. You guys know how this funnel looks like. Of course, what I'm doing is basically going inside and making it look like the same shape. Because it's really important for the next crucial step. So try your best to get as much as you can, going downward. Because what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take this bottle, we're going to shoot it, we're going to take this tip, shoot it right down the middle. And because what's going to happen is, what I want it to happen is to fill up the whole entire bottom part, because that's always the hardest to get. Once I do that, once I spray really hard for almost like 1 second, we're going to spiral out and make sure that we hit all the corners. So I'm going to do that right now. And spiral out, as I was just talking to you about. And you kind of want to stop at this angle, and you kind of see how it's still wet and we still have this part. What I'm going to do is just go in with my inocculating loop, because the water is still, it hasn't hardened yet. We're gonna go in and just very gently kind of move the inocculating loop around, because it's still almost like water. So make sure we get everything. And as you practice this, you can kind of feel like it still feels like a little watery, and eventually it will kind of harden up. So I'm gonna check around, see how it's this nice blue color. Sometimes you have like a darker spot. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's okay. You just don't want that to go all over. Check the bottom, it looks nice. And see, it's still watery. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wait for it to settle down, for it to harden up. Another thing you can do to check, if you put the funnel in, the white one, you can see how it's not touching the white funnel. So it should be, I would say this is almost about ½ an inch, a little less than ½ an inch. So this is how I would measure it to make sure that it's actually not too watery. So I want to make sure it's not too watery, because it will really affect the sample later on. And that's how you make this part. We're going to wait for this to settle down, and it's going to take a little bit. So we're going to cut off here.